Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and this is Bliss Studio Hobbies. So for this video, we are going to do a diamond painting whip and chat. So grab your projects or whatever you're working on and I will keep you company for about an hour. So today we're going to do some Am I the A-hole? And I am still working on my peaches from Jaded Gem Shop. Let me show you guys how it looks. Well, let me put the warning here. This is a warning. This video is not for children, and I'm going to show you the diamond painting that I'm working on, and it's an image that may be offensive to some. It is a bum. So here you go. I am working on Peaches by Jaded Gem Shop. I have to remember to say that this video is not for kids and things like that because sometimes I forget, especially with showing you what I'm working on. So that's what I'm working on. It's a 50 by 55 centimeter square diamond painting. It has 27 colors and I did not get ABs. I am really enjoying working on this diamond painting. I've already completed 2 rows at the bottom. I have 2 rows in the middle left, and right now I am just doing this edge and then I'll have the 2 rows left. So I am making great progress on it and I am completing this diamond painting for the Rude Crude Nude event. So yes, I have a couple of things on my desk. I am working with the I have 2 little trays here. They are the Bella Art Day Nicole trays. I have the older style and the newer style. Still like them both. I find myself diamond painting with smaller trays. I do have the larger ones, but I am loving diamond painting with smaller trays, and I find myself grabbing those rather than the larger trays. So I might just start getting like smaller trays. I also have a cover minder. This cover minder is from Patty Wax or Distracted by Diamonds. I have this cover minder, which is from my shop, Bliss Studio Shop. It's a little bare butt since I'm working on a butt, right? And then I have this from Shiny Shazza. She has an Etsy shop. It's a resin little trash drill tray minder that I'm using for today. And then I have Kids Up in my little Amazon little drill storage tray there. And I have my Tamagotchi here. I know I told you guys about my Tamagotchi last time, and I showed you at a point where he had flown back to space or died. So now I've had this one. Let me show you guys. I restarted it and I've had it for 13 days. He's 13 years old, 30 pounds, and he's disciplined, not hungry, and he is happy. So it's been 13 days. I'm like, when is he going to fly back to space or die? Because I'm kind of over it a little bit. I'm like, okay. At first, I didn't know what I was doing. But now that I do know what I'm doing and I looked into it a little bit more on how to keep them alive longer, I'm like, okay. But the average days that people keep them alive is 12 to 25. 25 days is the longest. And I'm on day 13. And my husband's like, oh, so you have like 2 more weeks. And I'm like, I hope not. I hope not. But that's okay. I'm having fun with it. And right now I'm kind of tired of it because it's like the same thing over and over again now. It's the newness has worn off and I'm over it. So there is that. So that's pretty much all that's going on. Look at me getting drills all over the place. Let me know what you guys are working on down below. I love to hear what you guys are working on. And I wanted to take a moment and to say thank you for those of you who have looked at my Etsy shop, supported my Etsy shop, purchased things, or just given my Etsy shop a favorite. I really appreciate that. I am having so much fun with coming up with new ideas and things for this shop. I am working on an advent calendar for Christmas time, and I didn't realize that coming up with ideas for an advent calendar was so tedious. Like, I give props to any company that has had an advent calendar, because when I'm going through things, trying to find the right calendar, trying to do this, trying to do that, it is a tedious process. And I'm like, I want to have a advent calendar with, it's going to be mainly cover minders because that's my thing, right? But I want to have other things, but the other things that I have in there, I want them to be quality items that people like, you know? And just finding those items and how expensive it is. If you're not buying like 100 or 1,000 of something, it can be quite expensive. So I'm just going through that right now, and hopefully my idea comes to fruition and I'm able to get everything done in time and get everything in time. But that is what one of the things that I'm working on for this shop. Christmas time is my favorite season. It's the season of giving. So I'm trying to see what I'm going to do for the YouTube channel as well for Christmas, because I don't know if you guys were with me for last Christmas, but last Christmas or last holiday season, I did 25 videos, I believe. 25 videos. So from December 1st to Christmas, I posted a video every single day. I had so much fun doing that. Yes, it was a lot to plan and a lot to, you know, do, but I did it. And I never thought that I would be able to complete all the days, but I did. And I was so proud of myself, and I had a lot of fun doing it. So I'm like, this year, am I going to do that? I don't think I'm going to necessarily do that, but I do want to come up with something fun for the season. Let me fix my release paper here. It bothers me when they're not like on the same. There we go. That's fixed, so I can just complete this whole thing. Where did my pen go? Oh, I forgot to tell you guys about this pen. I love this pen. It's so beautiful. It is from Butterfly Effect Wares. I love their smaller pens. What is it called? A micro or something like that? I love their smaller pens. Fits my hand perfectly. And I can diamond paint a long time with this pen. So yes, I think that's everything. Oh, and of course, my beautiful release papers are from Crafts with Crashly. So I need to go back on there and get some more release papers. But that's that. That's all I'm working on for now, and with everything with the advent calendar. So yeah, that's that. I think I didn't know like if people would like an advent calendar with 24 cover minders in it, and some are Christmas theme and some are not. I didn't know if that was something that people would like to have, like 24 cover minders. And I'm trying to get it so that the price is down, and you know, sourcing out washi tape and this and that and all sorts of things. So yeah, that's that on that. What kind of things do you guys like in advent calendars, diamond painted related things that you guys would like to see in an advent calendar? Let me know down below. That would help me out a ton. All right, let's get into some of these Am I the A-hole? I do have a few that I saved like last week, because I did not have a Wednesday video last week, but the stories that I was going to say, that I was going to do, I do have those. So hopefully none of them have been removed. So this first one says, am I the a-hole for wanting my mom to return the $6K she took for my 18th birthday gift? I thought this would be interesting, and it's pretty short. I like clicking on something with an interesting title, and it's a shorter one. So let's see what it's all about. Pretty much, I was meant to be given a bank account on my 18th birthday this year from my grandmother. She had been putting money into the account over many years, and it had reached around 10 grand. My mother just recently reminded me of its existence and told me she needed money for something to do with her car. She gives me no specifics and said it's $4,000 now. When I asked if she will be returning the money, she called me greedy and ungrateful. But I'm confused as to why a 45-year-old woman with a well-paying job who doesn't pay my school fees whatsoever, Dad always has, needs money from her daughter's 18th birthday present. That money could have gone toward my university startup as well as a car. No clue what car stuff would cost her $6,000, but she gets defensive when I ask. Just wanted to know if other thinks I'm being greedy or ungrateful. Oh my gosh. No, I don't think you're being greedy or ungrateful, so I'm going to say not the a-hole. I don't want to say anything negative about, someone's parents. This is the 18-year-old. But I don't like the way the mother is gaslighting this 18-year-old and saying, you want me to pay your money back? You're greedy or ungrateful. Like, that money was meant for me. You should have never touched that money. And the fact that when I ask if you're going to put it back, you call me greedy and ungrateful, totally gaslighting her. And not the a-hole. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's right. So let's see. Oh, the overall vote is not the a-hole. So let's see what the top voted comments says. The top voted comments says not the a-hole. Your grandmother put that money in for you. Your mother is not entitled to that money. Not only should she pay that back, if your mom is on the account with you, I suggest making another account at the bank to transfer that money into so she can no longer touch it. And then the original poster said, yeah, I'll definitely be doing that as soon as I get the money. And then someone else responded and said, do it now. It has $4,000 she can still take out. So the rest of this is just people going back and forth saying, open up another account so your mother can't take the remaining $4,000. Honestly, if your mom even left the remaining $4,000 in there. But the original poster says that she'll be 18 soon, and as soon as she turns 18, she'll go and try to get a separate account and take the money out and put it into that account so that her mom can't touch the money anymore. Hopefully the $4,000 is still in there and the original poster has a little bit of money left and her mom pays her back instead of gaslighting her daughter. What do you guys think? I'm sure not the a-hole. I like to think that you guys are a reasonable bunch. This is really satisfying. Color blocking. This kit has just the right amount of color blocking and confetti that even the confetti areas don't bother me, because there's color blocking along with it, and I'm really enjoying it. All right, next one. Oh, this one's a little bit longer. Am I the a-hole for telling my friend she was out of line and deserved what happened to her? Just want to get a little more done. There we go. All right, so my friend, let's call her Polly, worked at a woman's only salon with all-female stylists that caters to Jewish and hijabi Muslim women, but is open to all women. Oh. The doors can only be opened from the inside, and there are no windows, so men cannot see in and see their hair at any time. Polly often photographs clients' styles when she's done. She always covers their faces, and the pictures mostly go into a photo book for other clients to look at that stays in the salon and is never seen by men. Sometimes, however, she posts certain clients online, usually clients who don't have their religious hair restrictions. Recently, however, she has a Muslim client who got a really cool style and a dye job that she'd never seen or done before. Oh, I wonder how this is going to go. She asked if she could photograph it when she was done, and the client said yes, thinking it was just going in the salon photo book. Well, my friend posted one of the photos where you could see absolutely none of her face online. Her client saw it and was distraught because men could see it. My friend argued no one would even know it was her, but the client threatened to sue her if she didn't take it down. Then the client and her friends called the owner and said that they wouldn't be back as long as my friend was employed there because they no longer felt safe there. So Polly was fired. I mean, I think she should. Yeah. What's the problem? Polly told me and another friend, we'll call Lucy, this at lunch yesterday with a whole woe is me attitude. Then she asked me what I thought about it. I told her honestly that what she did was out of line, that this was a long-term client, not a new one, and Polly knew she was a hijabi and had chosen to ignore her religious beliefs, that she had deserved everything that happened to her. This upset Polly, and she yelled that it was a single mistake, called me a judgmental bee, and then stormed out of the restaurant. Lucy thinks I was too harsh on her, that she didn't mean to harm anyone, and she was just excited about her work and had made a simple mistake that she tried to correct by deleting the picture. I trust Lucy, and now I am wondering if maybe I was the a-hole for not taking Polly's side. No, not the a-hole. I say not the a-hole. Your friend knowingly posted this person's picture, even though her face, you couldn't see her face. The client didn't want her picture posted, and she has that right. It's her hair. It's her religious belief. And you have no right to post the client knowing that she doesn't want to be posted. Whether you try to do damage control and like remove the picture or not. I'm really interested to see what you guys think of this. But I say not the a-hole, because she knew that lady wouldn't want to be posted. And then her original response was, well, no one will even know it's you. Like, that's so not the point. So not the point. Let's see what other people had to say. The top vote, the overall vote is not the a-hole. Okay, so lots of people agree with me. Let's see what the top voted comment says. Not the a-hole. Imagine if this happened when someone got waxed or a boob job. No one is going to be able to recognize some random person's boob, but we're still talking about respecting people's privacy and their choice. Even if she didn't want it up for other reasons, it's still wrong. That is, yeah, I agree. It doesn't matter if it wasn't even like a religious thing. If I don't want you to post my picture, don't post my picture. You have no right. And I think they would have, like, all of these women are saying they're not coming back because they don't feel safe with her working there. I mean, I get that. I totally get that. I don't want anyone to like lose their job and their well-being, but I probably wouldn't go back to that salon knowing that this person is working there. And that's just me. What do you guys think? Do you think it was too harsh for her to get fired because the client said that they wouldn't come back if she was still working there? But that's a big no-no, especially in like in that religion and culture. That's a big no-no. So what she did was just really in bad taste. And maybe she didn't like think it all the way through. I'm getting drills all over the place, but unfortunately, it was a choice that caused her to lose her job. Which also sucks. Alrighty, what is this one that I saved? Am I the a-hole for not letting girlfriend not use my work computer while there was a vacant PC nearby? They put too many knots in there. Am I the a-hole for not letting my girlfriend use my work computer while there was a vacant PC nearby? I took out that extra knot because I'm like, what the heck? All right, so let me finish this row a little bit. Before this, I'm like, man, I really want to diamond paint. And I'm like, oh, well, if I record a video where I'm going to be diamond painting, then, hey, I am diamond painting and getting one of the recordings off my list, right? Right. Every now and again, I have to check on Timmy. All right. So my girlfriend, 34, if it matters, and I, 31, work in the same company and on the same job for the same department, but in different offices. I work downstairs and she works upstairs. Okay, I was going to say, wow, I don't want to work with my partner. But they work in the same department, the same type of job, but different offices. So one upstairs, one downstairs. I have had a very tough couple of weeks with 2 times the workload and half the staffing working with me on my customers while her customers are on vacation and there is not much for her to do at the moment. She came down yesterday to search for a document in our archive downstairs to check something. She found a document and requested me to use my computer to check something. I would have to pause my job, log out, she would log in, check the thing, etc. About 5 minutes. I told her there is a computer next to mine which nobody is using and she could use that one. She then told me she never used it and it takes too long to sync, about 5 to 10 minutes. I told her I'm busy and she could be with me while waiting and that would be fun. We could talk and I could still finish my critical task while she is waiting for it to sync. Her eyes got watery and she walks away. Oh my gosh. Dump the girlfriend. Okay, let's finish. I explained to her via chat how it came out bad, but the idea still stands. Why should I pause when there is a perfectly good computer next to me? Am I the a-hole? She blocked me on everything except my number and says vile things to me. I ask her to focus on moving on because it's such a small thing and she makes it out to be a life-changing experience. And she's saying vile things to you? Wow. On lunch, she asked what I wanted and she brought it to me. I think all is well until she completely ignores me while we eat, and when I'm finished and thank her, make small talk to get back to being girlfriend and boyfriend, she tells me to go away. Side note, 2 women from IT and HR came to me while I'm away from the table to thank me for my contribution in some ad clip for the company, etc. They tell me good job and ask me to come see the clips after lunch. She then blames me on being too good to others and not at all good to her, ever, etc. She then left me at work when we had come together in the morning and made a plan she would drop me off at home and she would continue to go to her massage appointment. I was a bit mad, but in the end, I rented a car for €8 a bolt and was finding the positives in the situation, as in got to rent a boat for the first time and drive a car I have never driven, etc. It's the little things. So his girlfriend left him at work, so he had to rent a car. And good for him for finding the little things to be happy about, right? I'm gonna finish this section here too. All right. When I got home, I cooked us a meal, which she ignored completely when she got home. She ate random stuff from the fridge instead. Oh, they live together. Oh, I did not make any talk with her, neither did she. She then continued to watch Grey's Anatomy until midnight. I went to bed at 21:30, which is 9:30, because it's been tough times and I'm tired of work. Also, don't like to argue because it wears me out. Help me, please. Am I really the a-hole? Edit. Sorry for all the typos in the title, etc. IDK how to fix it. Okay. Yes. So I'm going to say not the a-hole. You are doing... First of all, he had a lot of work to do. Her clients are on vacation, so she has, I assume, lots of downtime at work and not on a critical schedule. This guy is on a critical schedule, so he needs his PC to work. She wants him to log off of his PC, stop doing his critical task so that she can log in to check something when there's a perfectly good computer next to him. Not the a-hole. She's the a-hole. And he even made it like, oh, you can wait the 5 minutes for it to sync, and then we can just like spend time together for those 5 minutes while you do that. And she still was ungrateful. What's going on here? What's going on here? It seemed like he's reasonable and it's like I'm always against the girl, but the stories that these guys tell, the way they tell them, it just seems like all the time the girl is the a-hole. Jeez, oh Pete. So I think not the a-hole. The overall vote is not the a-hole. And let's see what the top voted comment is. Okay, so this is the top voted comment. Sounds like way too much togetherness to me. You live together, you work together, you eat lunch together. Sorry, OP, but I feel people need their own identities and not constantly depending on their girlfriend, boyfriend for validation, social needs, etc. Your girlfriend is out of line. She didn't want to be inconvenienced for 5 minutes, but it's okay and fine to interrupt your work task. Exactly. How exactly is that justified? Now she is punishing you for doing your job at work. Your girlfriend sounds majorly self-important. I agree. And then the next comment is, original poster's relationship is probably why a lot of workplaces prohibit relationships between coworkers. Not the a-hole original poster. Your girlfriend seems like a handful. Well, yes, she does. Oh my gosh. I can't imagine. I wouldn't have even asked him to get off the computer. Like, what the heck? I know I have all this time to lollygag around, but I do know how annoying it can be for a computer that you've never been on to sync. I'm not justifying her behavior. I'm just saying that is really annoying. But I wouldn't ask someone to get off their computer so I don't have to go through that when they have like important things to do and my clients are like just on vacation. That's weird. One little more. At least I'm getting some diamond painting done, right? I need to get my straightener out and straighten these. You know how you have that lighter color and you can see like the gaps in between. I need to straighten that out all over the canvas actually. I'll have to do that later. Let's see what else I saved. I don't know if I have any more saved or if I have to go search for a few, which would be fine. Am I the a-hole for refusing to allow a photo of my future mother-in-law's miscarriages at my wedding? I thought this one sounded really interesting. Because I'm like, what? All right, throw away because this is already enough of a mess. Trigger warning, miscarriage and stillbirth. Okay. So they added a trigger warning. I don't normally do trigger warnings. I forget. I don't know. So the poster of this gave a trigger warning. So that was good. All right. I, 26 female, am planning my wedding to my fiance, 27 male, in a few months. Everything is going great, and I love him so much. That's sweet. I can't wait to spend my life with him. He loves my family, and I, for the most part, love his. Oh, gosh. Family drama. I'm just going to get a couple more drills placed there. A bit of background. Fiance has a much older brother. While my future mother-in-law was pregnant 3 times in between them, all of them resulted in late miscarriages and stillbirths. That's sad. As a result, mother-in-law put all of her motherly love and attention on fiance. He had never tried a fruit or vegetable before I met him because his parents never made him when he was young, and he had grown up assuming they were gross. I got him to try some, and he loves them now. That doesn't even make sense. He's never tried a fruit or vegetable? What? I'm sure that's not the moral of the story, but what? Anyway, as we were planning our guest list, we consulted our families about which and how many relatives we should invite. Future mother-in-law asked that we invite fiance's dead brother and sisters. When we asked what she meant, she wanted us to put up a framed photo of the dead babies in the pews at our wedding ceremony and then save them seats at our reception. I was horrified. First of all, we are trying to have a fairly small wedding to start with in a beautiful, intimate venue. We can only have seats for 30 to 50 people, and I would like these places to be for our friends and family, not people who have never met either of us because they are dead. Fiance agrees that 3 of 50 seats reserved for dead people is too many. He suggested we compromise and just let mother-in-law put up all 3 photos in one seat. Personally, I think it's gross and weird to include any of them. We're starting our lives together. We want to have a family, and it almost seems like a bad omen, but it means a lot to her, and it's a fairly small ask. Fiance's parents are paying for 75% of our wedding, and this is the only request she's had. So am I the a-hole for still refusing? I'm going to say not the a-hole because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what someone wants you to do. If it's your wedding and you don't want to do that, then you shouldn't have to do that. Whether it's what your mother-in-law is asking or as simple as the type of food or flowers. If it's something that you don't want to do and the day is supposed to be about you and your spouse coming together and celebrating your love, then you shouldn't have to have anything at your wedding that you don't want. And I like the fact that the husband said, okay, instead of reserving 3 seats, how about we put all their pictures at 1 seat? I have seen where people have like a table, not actual seats, but like a little table to honor the loved ones that weren't able to make it to the wedding. I have seen that. That's not something that I would probably do, but I have seen people do that. But I think the problem is the parents are paying for 75% of the wedding. So that's probably where the issue is. She never said that the mother-in-law was pushy or anything, and this was her only ask. But not the a-hole. Shouldn't be forced to participate in something like that. If she doesn't want to, and the wedding is about them. So not the a-hole. Overall vote is not the a-hole. And then commented 25.3K upvotes. Not the a-hole. I have no words other than no G damn way. Yeah, I didn't want to say that. That's the weirdest and creepiest thing I've ever heard. So I was just reading further down, and people are saying she wants dead baby pictures at the wedding. I did not, like, I caught that, but didn't catch that because they died late miscarriages or stillbirths. So yes, that is kind of creepy. That is, it's not like a picture of a relative that has since passed and you have a picture of them when they were happy and healthy. You know, you know what? See, that's why I like reading like some of the comments, because that was totally lost on me that it was actual dead babies that she wanted the pictures of. Oh, albeit sad. No, I wouldn't want that at my wedding. I would not. You know, but maybe I would tell her, maybe we can do something different to celebrate the babies. Not necessarily anything to do with my wedding, but if it'll make you feel better, maybe we can do something to celebrate them at a later time. Something like that. But no, I wouldn't have those photos at my wedding. I have to read this. I think this is funny. My dad can't get erections anymore. Can we post an OD pic of his in tribute to his formal virility? And then someone said, I take the willy pics over the dead baby pics. Guys, the comment section is wild. Is wild. Alrighty. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister she chose to have kids and she has to deal with the consequences of that herself? Wowzers. I, 27 female, go out with my sister, Lily, 35 female, once every 2 to 3 months for lunch. That is both because she has 3 kids, 8 female, 5 male, and 2 female, and barely has time, and because I have very few days to myself thanks to my residency. Throughout this whole lunch for the past few years, she has complained nonstop about how hard it is to have kids and to be a mom. Nonstop. She talks about kids 100% of the time and complains. I was extra tired during our last lunch and I lashed out at her, saying that I don't remember anyone forcing her to have kids, and now that she's had them, she should be a big girl and deal with the consequences of her actions and decisions. She got super mad, called me a judgmental a-hole who knew nothing about parenthood. I was like, exactly. I'm taking one of the most challenging paths a person can take in my career, and I've never complained to my family about my shit. Not even a word, because I chose it myself. She told me I was a horrible sister and even a worse aunt. Said she wanted nothing to do with an a-hole like me. Am I the a-hole? And then she has an edit. I did have a conversation about it every time we had lunch in the past year. I started by saying, let's keep all the negativity packed away for today. I even said, let's talk about our adult issues, not the kids for a change. I hoped eventually it would work. It didn't. She ended up complaining about how hard it is to be a mother 100% of the time. So I'm going to say not the a-hole, because who wants to hear the same complaint every time they have lunch? I would be dreading that lunch, especially in a residency program that's grueling and hard, and all you want to do is have lunch with your sister, and she's complaining about her kids nonstop. It also sounds like that the sister is using you as an outlet, which may be why she found it difficult to not talk about the kids, because she does, because you're one of the people that's there for her, and she feels like she can talk to you about those sort of things. But no, I don't think you're the a-hole, and it does sound like you tried to change the topic, and she's always wanting to go back to that. I would tell my sister, have you ever considered going to therapy just to have someone to talk to and get those things out? But yeah, not the a-hole. Not the a-hole. That would make you not want to be around someone. Top voted comment, not the a-hole. You can only take so much from a person being so utterly negative like that. Sucks the life out of folks. The conversation sounds exhausting and one-sided. That being said, she is right about it being hard. Am not a mom, but from seeing friends and family, it's lonely for them getting screamed at and puked on. It was her choice, as was your choice. Neither should be minimalized or marginalized for their challenges. That is so true, and the top vote is not the a-hole. Not the a-hole. Yeah, I know motherhood can be, parenthood in general can be challenging and hard, and sometimes you need someone to talk to, and I get that, but read the room. Read the room. Am I the a-hole for being upset my parents checked cameras and saw my wife? That seems interesting. My 28 male wife, 26 female, Jenny, and I are house sitting for my parents for 2 weeks while they are on vacation. They have a big house with a pool and a dog, and it's a nice change of pace from the apartment, so we were happy to do it. I had to travel for work for 2 days this week, so my wife was alone at the house. I got a text from my dad on Thursday afternoon saying, might want to give Jenny a heads up, the pool guy will be at the house anytime this afternoon. I said, okay, and he said, might want to tell her, now. It was a confusing message, so I text Jenny to give her a heads up, and she just said, OMG, okay, funny. It was all weird, so I called her, and she said she was swimming and laying out with nothing on. It's a private yard. why that's so funny to me, but she's just naked, getting in the pool, sunbathing with nothing on. Let's finish. I immediately text my dad and asked how he knew Jenny was in the pool, and he said he and my mom were checking the house cameras and saw her. I let him know I thought it was odd they checked the camera and saw her naked, and that they basically let me know they saw Jenny. They think I am completely missing the point, that they were looking out for her. I told Jenny that they had checked the cameras and saw her, and she was completely unbothered, said she figured and appreciated the heads up. I asked her if it bothered her that they saw her, and she said, I am totally overreacting. Am I the a-hole for calling out my parents for this? So you're calling your parents out for this, and your wife doesn't even care? First of all, why is she at someone else's house naked, sunbathing? And secondly, she doesn't care. That is not the hill to die on with your parents, sir. Leave it alone. They saw her naked. It's fine. Everyone's fine with it except for him. You're overreacting. And the top vote is a-hole. I specifically searched for a top vote that said a-hole. And then the upvoted comment is, you're the a-hole. It's your parents' house. They have every right to check the cameras while they are away. Your wife is the one who chose to lay out nude while at their house. Your parents are trying to do her a favor by giving you a heads up that the pool guy was coming over. They could have just let the situation unfold as it would. So yeah, calling out your parents was an a-hole thing to do. And then the next person says, exactly. It sounds like both the parents and the wife handled this normally and maturely. The parents gave the heads up to spare her the awkwardness, and the wife thanked them for looking out. Original poster is the only person making this into a weird situation and reading too much into it. You're the a-hole. Exactly. If I've had someone like house sit and come feed my dragon while I was like out of town before, and when the camera went off, my alert for the camera, I checked it to make sure it was my friend and not someone else entering my home. So, not the a-hole. I wonder how long the parents were watching the camera. I'm sorry. That's just a funny situation to me. Maybe I'm not mature enough, but you know. So, a-hole. Alrighty. So this will probably be the last one. I always say that and then I read another. But I've been on here for 47 minutes. You know, it's been a lot of pausing and ums and ahs and everything. But I think this will be the last one. All right, I'm so happy. I got all that background done, and then I just have this part here. All righty, let's see. Next color. So we're gonna get into a little confetti. Am I the a-hole for trying to stop my wife from making a bad decision and protect my daughter from humiliation? Oh gosh, let's see what we are about to get into. This one is a little bit longer, so we'll see. I am starving. Guys, it is 4:22 in the afternoon and I have not eaten anything. This is why my eating is out of control, because I don't eat all day. And then at the end of the day, I want to eat everything in sight. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get into this story. My wife, 28 female, and I, 33 male, are pregnant with our second child. Our first child was a boy, and we named him after my uncle. Now, it's important to know that my uncle is like a father to me because my real dad was in and out of jail my whole childhood. My wife loves my uncle, and they are very close too. Both of us happen to like my uncle's name, and since we found out our first kid was a boy, we thought, why not honor this man who we both love so much? That sounds great. What's about to unfold? We just found out that our second baby will be a girl, and my wife wants to name the new baby after her mom. Well, the problem is that her mom's name was Karen. I don't want to do this to my baby girl because of all the horrible stereotypes and jokes about this name. We are both white, and our daughter will obviously be white as well, so I think that makes it even worse. I told my wife I won't name our baby Karen, and she told me she really wants to honor her mother like we honored my uncle. I told her that was different. My uncle has a normal name, unlike Karen, which is basically an insult punchline. My wife says that lots of people named Karen are perfectly nice. She thinks it's a beautiful name and will teach our daughter to be kind to others so it doesn't matter, and she wants one of our kids' names to have a connection to her mom. I said that she was behaving like an idiot for pretending it doesn't matter. Plus, her mother died when my wife was a teenager, so I have never met this woman, so I don't feel comfortable naming my daughter after her. Wow. My wife said I was an a-hole for calling her an idiot, even though I didn't actually call her an idiot. I only said that about the way she was behaving. I also suggested that we can use Karen as a middle name, but she didn't, and said that she's the mother, so her opinion is more important. She also said that since she allowed me to choose our son's name, that I should let her choose this one's name, even though we both like my uncle's name and agree to it. And since both kids will have my last name, since I am the dad, it's not fair to her family. So am I the a-hole for trying to save my unborn baby from a life of misery and being teased at school? I guess I could have been more polite, but she's being really unreasonable, and I can't let her do this to my daughter. This one, I don't know if I'm going to talk myself through this one, right? Because I don't really know if I don't think he's the a-hole for not wanting to name his daughter Karen. Because honestly, when I think about like naming a child and I think about names that I like, I wouldn't name my child a name that has a bad connotation to it or the root of a joke or something like that. I would not do that. And knowing what comes along with the name Karen, as funny as it is, because, you know, whatever. I wouldn't want to name my child that just for the joke factor. And I wouldn't want to set my child up for that. However, he did name his first child after his uncle, and the wife wants to honor her mother in a way of her child's name. I think it was a good suggestion to say, hey, can we make this the middle name? But the way he went about it by calling her an idiot and things like that, that kind of make him the a-hole. But wouldn't you want to name your child a name that both of you liked? I don't know. I'm going to say that not the a-hole for not wanting his daughter to have a name tied to a joke, but the a-hole for how he communicated that with his wife and how he spoke to his wife and things like that. And the fact that he was able to name his son after his uncle. The wife should be able to name the daughter after her mother if she wants to honor her that way. But it's just because it's the name Karen that I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? So in some aspects, he's an a-hole, but not in all, because I wouldn't want to name my child this name either. The overall vote is a-hole. Everyone thinks he's the a-hole for this. I think he's the a-hole for how he communicated this to his wife. But we're going to read the top comment. You're the a-hole for so many reasons. Plus, her mother died when... Oh, they're repeating what he said. Oh, this was another thing that I wanted to bring up when he said about the mother. She died before he even met her. Like, that has nothing to do with anything. The wife can still want to honor her mother. It's her mother, for goodness sake. But this is what they said. You're the a-hole for many reasons. And then they're quoting him. Plus, her mother died when my wife was a teenager, so I have never met this woman, so I don't feel comfortable naming my daughter after her. That's so silly of him to say. And then this person goes on to say, it is important to your wife. Who cares if you met the woman? Exactly. Karen is a completely normal name. You are being weird. Instead of having an adult conversation, you went into name calling and attacking your wife. Exactly. That's why that part I thought would be the a-hole. And Karen is a perfectly normal name, even though it's like tied to a joke. But also, it's a widely known joke, and I wouldn't want to put my child through that either. But honestly, children can find anything to joke about no matter what your name is. So there's that part of that too. And then the second person said, I am torn between you're the a-hole and everyone sucks. Yeah, me too. Wife is being an a-hole too for refusing to compromise. Name should be a 2 yes, 1 no thing, as in both parents have to agree. I am getting tired of people naming their kids common names. Sometimes it seems like there are a wider variety of surnames than first names, which is absurd if you think about it. So I like that comment because I was torn between a-hole and everyone sucks. And like I said, I do think that both of them should agree on the name. So there's that. Oh, so there people are arguing with this poster. Did you miss the part where the original poster admitted his wife's mother is deceased? He's cool with honoring his uncle, but won't allow his wife to do the same. Nah, she's no a-hole. It's OP who's being unfair and making a big deal out of nothing, and his wife is justifiably upset. I didn't say she couldn't be upset, but that's my 2 cents. But that's the second most upvoted comment, which is the one about torn between you're the a-hole and everyone sucks. So there's that. So as far as my canvas, I got a lot done on the edges here for me talking and diamond painting. And then I am going to go get something to eat. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I really enjoy these Am I the A-holes? If you haven't seen my mini videos that I post on Friday, please take a look. I am really enjoying making my little creations, my mini foods, and my mini lifestyles. So I am really enjoying doing that series. So if you would please check out my Friday videos. Thank you so much for joining me. That's all I really have for you today. If you love diamond painting, crafting, and all things hobbies, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share my videos with a friend. Until then, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.